Hello, everyone. How are you? And welcome back to a new A. My name is Lasagna Monique, and I am so happy to be here with you. So, today's topic of discussion, or rather, a question would be how do we create better relationships? And the answer, of course, as everyone is discovering now, is that you have to first create one with yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else, right? So, I want to look a little bit deeper. I want to talk about self preservation because I believe that's the number one thing that's really preventing us from having truly happy, healthy, loving relationships. So, for an example, somebody's hangry, that didn't eat all day, you know, come home and someone says something and it just takes them off. And you're like, oh, okay, don't bite my head off. Like, you all right? Did you have a bad day? And a lot of things we do and say, impact others deeply, so we can't take them back. But if we learn to manage our hunger better, then when you come back home, you're going to be balanced and you may be a little tired and stressed out, but you're going to be able to handle, anything that comes your way. So a lot of us, are working paycheck to paycheck. We're rushing, and that's something that we really need to look into. But we'll discuss that later. So we're going to take our time. We're going to make sure we have a nice breakfast, a nice lunch, a snack. We can get home, dinner. And so you're balancing. Hopefully you're doing your breathing and your meditation and your exercise. You're getting into nature, and living a balanced life, will help everybody, not just yourself, your family, your friends, your neighbor, and the whole world. And so this is something that we're all, coming into, thank goodness. So I want to really dig deeper into self-preservation because this is something I realized. When you don't give yourself everything you need, just the basics, it throws everything off. It throws your whole biochemistry off. So I came across this pyramid called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and let me tell you, on point, on point. So if you don't have the basics like safety, food, shelter, um, just the basics, you're already, your biochemistry is already off. We're not thinking properly. We're always worried. Then there's the emotional part comes from, and most of us, if not everybody, Richard Poor on this planet has had some type of trauma or disappointment early in life that we still haven't really dealt with. But going back to the pyramid, you're going to see that the base level is just basic survival. And a lot of us are really not taking care of that basic survival. Me too. I'm working on it. I'm getting there. I've been doing a lot better. And so after, the food, water, shelter, safety, then it comes a fulfilling career, which is finding your purpose. And a lot of us are just working. We're not really finding our purpose. And the school, programming really kind of messed us up, but we'll get into that in another video. And then from there is the peers, the self-esteem, coming from, being accepted by society, social, friends, family, loved ones, and your peers. And then the top of the pyramid is self-actualization, where you did it, you made it, you're happy, you're kind of coasting, you're still probably, educating yourself, but you know how to ride the ebbs and flows of life. And so I want to scale it back all the way down to the emotional and like I said, the chemistry, the biochemistry. So think about this. When two people usually meet, whether friendship, romantic, family, others, we're all kind of in our own world. And even in our own world, there's disharmony. There's something we don't like about ourselves. There's something we don't like about the world. There's questions that we have. We're trying to connect the dots. And on top of that is self-preservation. You just want to live. And that's the key, because when you don't handle self-preservation, your body is wired to protect you and make you feel good at all costs. It doesn't care about anything. It wants you to feel good. It's programmed like a computer. This organism must feel good, be good all the time. If it doesn't, oh, we're going to ring alarms. You're going to ring alarms, and things are going to go off. And it's just going to do anything. It's savage. It's fierce. It's a beast. And the only way you can handle it is you have to tame the wild beast within. And that comes with proper diet, nutrition, um, exercise, getting out in nature, which a lot of us are realizing it's vital since, they're blanketing the skies these days. So when we do get a chance to see the sun, it's like, so get out there as much as possible. And I personally am making myself get out there even if it's cloudy because you're still getting some sunlight and vitamin D is key. So going back to self-preservation and how the body itself is wired to survive at all costs. If you don't feed it right, if you don't clean it, if wash it, bathe it, lotion it, manicure it, it throws you off. And then we have the emotional or the mental component. Well, they're kind of two separate, but we'll just kind of mush it in together for one. So then you have emotional needs, right? And when those aren't met, you're constantly looking for something to make you feel good. This is why addiction is such a huge problem, but we're tackling it. A lot of people are doing it inner work. A lot of people are going to therapy. A lot of people, are, especially men, are, you know, realizing the importance of mental health, which is directly tied to, your heart and your overall health. So, and also we are energetic beings. We have energy. So if our biological is off, our emotion is off, the energy is going to be off. And we wonder why we attract just like crazy people, places, and things in our life sometimes. And so this is why. So if we can scale it back to the most simple thing, it's you are your body. You are in a physical vessel that is acting like a machine. Okay, when everything is balanced, it's perfect. It's normal. But when anything's off, it's going to throw everything else off. And what we do is we put band-aids on it. We don't really get into it. We need to be surgeons. We need to be our own doctors and surgeons first, and then of course we go to our, MDs and our specialists. So the reason why, to make this a little short, we have relationship issues is because number one, we don't have a good relationship with ourselves, but just based off the biochemistry. Then off of the emotional, which comes from the mind, the mental, right? Because you think something, you could be wrong, but if you keep thinking it, you're gonna freak yourself out. It's gonna hurt your heart. And then again, childhood trauma, or I'll say early childhood disappointment, that hasn't been resolved, is going to have issues, and it's going to make you seek out things to make yourself feel good. So we seek out people who we think will make us feel good. Seek out jobs that are going to protect us. We go to different places, people, places, and things, and a lot of it turns into addiction. A lot of it turns into, I'll say, fantasy, and you end up married or you end up, pregnant with someone, and now the drama just just escalates. And so it's not a right or wrong thing. There's no judgment. We're here to talk about it so we can give each other solutions. So to me, the first solution, in order to have true, meaningful, balanced, loving, fulfilling relationships, we got to first have one with ourselves. We've got to eat properly, diet, exercise, get in the nature. We have to really know our body and our nutrition. I really recommend this book called Eat Right for Your Type by Dr. Peter Diamaggio. I have to double check that, but I'll source the information below. And it really helped me when I was going through a lot of things. Just as soon as I ate right for my blood type, it's called Eat Right for Your Type. It was like night and day. Now it takes time, but it was nice. It was night and day. I cleaned up my eating slowly over the years, and which is very challenging. But I made sure I got support. I got therapy. I made sure my circle of friends and family, you know, um, love and light and healing to them wherever they are. But they moved on, and that was the beginning of really just having the time and space to get to know me and to love me again. And again, I personally had I am an emotional eater. Or I said I was, and it took me a long time to get over that. But once I started doing the insight work, the shadow work, so they say, the therapy, I really start seeing like, oh, okay, I was seeking comfort in food, or I may have seek comfort in a relationship with a significant other. And the reason why it didn't work out, no matter how nice I was, no matter how nice the other person was because I was seeking not the person themselves or the job. You know, sometimes it's job. I had a couple of jobs, like I just want a paycheck and I didn't stay long. Why? Because I was seeking, immediate gratification to make me feel good, you know. And there's nothing wrong with feeling good, but if you need anything outside yourself to make you feel good, therein lies the problem. And this is where self-preservation come in. And when I started feeding myself right, got the herbs, I detoxed, I looked up all this nutrition. I saw a nutritionist, I of course check with your doctor. Of course, you work closely with your MDs and your specialists, and but your health and your life and your happiness is really your responsibility. Why? Because only you can care for you. Doctors, you may find a nice one, but their priority isn't to you. It's to themselves, to their family, and to their career. And we've seen tons of medical malpractice suits and things that have come out in the news where many people, well, professionals in all fields, but many doctors take advantage. And people have many testimonies, myself included. I mean, I paid to go to specialists and they were, treating me wrong. So you already know, the other ones who, you can tell like this wasn't your calling. And in no disrespect to them, I'm thankful for anyone who is stepping up to the plate to help people heal. But really, they're strangers, and if their self-preservation is on the right day, you catch them on the wrong day. You already know where I'm going with this. So the whole point, to wrap this up, is number one, to know that your body is wired to survive and make you feel good at any cost. It will lie to you, it will trick you, it will seduce you, it will suggest all these things to you. And this is where crime occurs. This is where, theft occurs. This is where, taking one's own life occurs. And so now we have an opportunity to really get into it. And so I'll be discussing this more. I may even make this a series. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to end it here. So take care of your health first, your mental and your emotional. And when you start doing that and you stop doubting yourself and trusting yourself and, finding the tools and the support to really help yourself, you're going to start attracting the right people, places, and things into your life. And that's what we're all about here on A New Way. So I'll end it here. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed, please click to subscribe. Please share this video or information with everyone you know who might need it. And if you care to donate and support, I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. So until then, be wise and be well and be wise. You are loved. Thank you.